I'm going to continue and start talking about agents. The way agents work is the future of management is actually very cool. The thing to work as follows on the server with a PMT rushed additional software, but it's a mini software that rolls out with it. It runs as a server as a service and operates in two modes or in active mode. Or in the passive sense that in the passive mode it only takes the team in active mode. He receives commands and collects statistics from PMT and sends us in the rainboard, so the interface of the control unit agents. It looks like this, so we can choose the ones we need or are interested in. Agents send them some command to execute, or we can remove them. Allocate and send a command to all servers at once. So, for the sake of the experiment, we're going to take this. But while cleaned up, two teams choose a team like show status, and so select all servers when you press this button, only those servers that are currently on standby and those that change. In this case, only one server is running. Who works as an agent, everything else is just a server. The difference between them is this green and this green. Why? Boundary at the status, so allocate all servers and send a command in this C. If we had multiple servers, we would have multiple servers. There will be a large number of teams. So the team is sent waiting for an answer, apparently at some point lost. A bad beat and a broken server status that sometimes I'll be what it is. I'll correct the point. So the agent sends a signal every 30 seconds to the dashboard server. That he's alive. Well, he actually got up again. Immediately restored again. You need to play a little with the mood. I'm to the moment when the dashboard is in loading mode. A strong enough load to make several repetitions and end. Waiting before changing status from online to offline, but it's very. So we got the stats. We got the team's response. In the process, we can press the log button and see what exactly happened. Sent to our agent, and as an agent to us, that agent sent but here. We'll take that data. And we can see what we've got here sent there. It's a default config and it didn't send anything, so we're particularly in status. We won't see anything here, but there will be such statuses if there is a. Sending and some data will be produced accordingly. Parsing and additional information will be collected from log files from. Used and packed together and sent towards our panel, so we have. There's system information sent to loadable data. Our system is deployed on PowerMTA to look at. This is what the system currently performs. And I mean, if they're going to be here, I'm not going to run it now. There are no queues like this, and this is a block of data going backwards. So, here they come, here's our heartbeat. And so on, if it's interesting to see what we're sending. Agents, so we can edit the agent selectively, so we can take no account. We can send all agents at once, and only a few can take and do it. Sending a specific command, for example, we have a list of pre-installed commands. We don't have a team, and we can beat some. Let's take it and save it with the name 5 here. She's the command to do this. The command will be inserted and executed for these 3 servers. It will take some time for all servers to receive this command. I'll answer them right away, but this one answered because he's here. There are 2 servers available. These are the ones we don't have running a PowerMTA agent on. And the teams queued up exactly the same way the teams would queue up if started. It's a PowerMTA agent, but it's got a lot of different commands. Send different commands and receive all the information at once. This data is stored in our database, and we can extract it. The main feature of this page is that the management of all agents is reduced to one page. We can reboot, for example, dozens of servers at a time. We can make some edits to tens of hundreds of servers at once. We can get the data. Of these servers, this is also a unique story. I don't know where it would be, so that's what. As far as agents are concerned, so we can clear the commands. Selectively remove or copy or save some. If we need to go back to the main and show what I wanted to show but not. The alert system is one of the unique systems that can do a lot of different things, but let's start with that. That the alerts are some kind of domain binding to some servers. Receive information from the server on a specific domain. Is there a queue for? What is the status of this domain, together with the data in it? Right now, this domain and this server is all we can do. Receive one request. We include alerts. We assign e.g. domain. Well, there's already a Gmail assigned here. But we can make sure everything is clear. We assign all domains that we have downloaded. We can choose manually. For example, here is something to save settings and data. Can be updated or assigned to all servers or a specific cluster. Or by a certain comment, insert a domain and we will have a specific server only to work well or on some specifica. But we're now setting up 264 servers to use this configuration, and it will be applied accordingly. We save settings. Saved back to the alerts. We've got some data for the frequency of the experiment here. Yahoo Kum, to be sure. So we're going to update now, but we're not looking at all the data yet, which we will have in a bundle in MAT and the domain we can send to. Telegrams in telegrams, we can also send different summaries and combined data when inserting the iDishnicht Telegram channel. Click on the bot Telegram test accordingly. We receive notifications and what we want to send in the notifications. There are several points, for example, when bulls, so that they can be seen when the bulls change their status with the total number of messages and so on. For example, I want to have more than one with the bull. I want the number of messages in the queue, more than 500, to be sent to the IDIR. In conjunction with this domain on our Telegram bot, and we will receive this data. It's not going to work right now, but it's going to work. It's pretty good to show you what we're doing. A sample of 5 minutes will select any manually selected servers. For example, 2 of these servers are downloaded by clicking on the preview and then we receive combined data on these selected servers in an interval of 5 minutes. And what happened now is all the data that's in our database. Automotive updates and alerting are located in our database. Manually sampled data combined in the interval of 5 minutes and we got some data here for one server for another server. You see that here in the sides we have nothing Q1,500 and 14,000 is not particularly interesting server sideways not to participate, so if we're going to take something that's not different, these servers. Well, there's nothing in the coffee either. That's good when you click on the send button. In Telegram, we will receive this summary on our bot, or we can make a summary. At another interval of 30 minutes, an hour, 12 or 24 hours, or we can choose it all. In principle, other selection criteria, for example, select by cluster and make sample by cluster, here all at 0 class or enable automatic. Every hour, every half hour, or every 5 minutes. Sampling by selected servers by cluster or by comments and send to us. Telegram bot has tab history here. We can see what alerts were. But exactly what reports were sent to us in our Telegram bot on this information can be obtained from a wide variety of all. Notifications may relate to both the queue transition to the sides and the occurrence of events related to overcrowding, for example, queues for initiation of the transition to the queue, in pause, mode well, and so on. There's actually quite a lot of options out there. I will probably add a dozen more times later. A variety of events that can be sent. The Telegram bot reports, but it's a little later, so we're done. We close here, and what we see in the tab, alertic tab in the tab, alert, data, appeared in auto mode. Update this data when hovering. Show the following specifically for the server 2 queues are for this. Domain 1 in normal and 0 in side mode is quite good. Variant. Reset to make a sample of 20. Alerting now restarts will start requiring for all servers. Technically, it doesn't work because it works. It is divided and takes some time to complete the previous one. The process and the new request will take some time. This data will start to appear. Display data to speed up work. You can turn off auto updates. Turn it on again, then the auto update will start working from the very beginning. But the auto update works every 30 seconds, depending on the part. The more servers, the longer the auto updates work at 50. Auto update servers work out seconds per second at more than 150,200. It starts with a little bit of slack if we've got 30 seconds of it now. It's going to be around 30, 40, maybe a little bit more up to 50. Now you need to start the auto update. Let's restart it so that it's quicker. Apparently enough servers to get a little bit of. I'll tell you what I'm going to do while I'm restarting. I'll tell you something we can change. I'm going to open it up and show you how it works. It was a request for a bright topic. The story is slightly redesigned interface light in light colors. Perhaps someone will. It's more interesting than it has been for some time now. Requests may make a dark topic quite itself too. The option so began to appear. The results of his work here we see the same while the same servers. Within a couple of minutes, everything will be completely loaded and everything will work here. As long as we can see that there is a certain large summation, that is, all the servers that are total. They're uploaded to the panel here and they've sent 2.5 billion emails. Very interesting. That's just 300,000 an hour. It's a very small story. I don't know why. It's a huge send-off. Apparently all the servers that are now they're not sending. What I haven't shown or shown yet, but I don't remember, so there's an extra passing block. It's quiet, but that's the ones we can have active on all servers. Allows from all servers at once, or according to a certain condition, or a group of servers. Is either from one server or with a group of servers, or from all at once to collect, according to the necessary criteria N. All recipients, for example, will take a group of servers, take a filter by cluster. Some of these, or a cluster 1, 2, 3, we have loaded a server with OW, which is really the source of this cluster. Let's choose all the sources of the status and AN. We will see all the statuses for today or for yesterday. File templates will Do parsing what is now happening dashboard requested from this server all. Log lists sorted them by the date range that we have the interval exposed copied. All delivery statuses, well, all throughout delivery statuses and unique soaps in these. The logs were 1456, so we can open up and see all the soaps we could. Copy, which we need if we need to copy the selected ones or press the button. Copy everything, and then we'll get all the soaps we originally got here. Save the result as a file, i.e. download it and get a certain result is very cool. The tool allows you to save a huge amount of time if you pump out some data. With the parameters you need, for example, statuses only add quite well working. The tool and the alerting started loading up. Here's the data that saw everything I wanted. Show and tell. I kind of told and showed the salesman. Talk about the agents. Alerts also closed the question about the new management of the new topic, also talked SOAP package actions. This button will not work. It will soon be cut out as well as perform the task. Now, it makes no sense. Scenarios will be implemented a little later under them highlighted. A special tab in which there will be some interesting features. For example, there will be a scenario for. The event is the replacement of the domain in the config PMT. Or there will be an additional tab, but more precisely not even the tab. Two groups of software we call it, so will be added to the main interface is DNS and Tracker. We can expand our own, and accordingly, there will be a lag setting very deep and associated with this dashboard and tracker is not difficult for simple tasks. Okay, I'm going to get some data there, but a little bit later. The point of it is that at all levels of sending, receive as much data as possible about all transmitted emails from servers to use. All the bots, and so on. There is a similar depth that will be realized at the moment. Well, probably few people have. After combining all the data, you can get the amount. A simple data slice on the basis of which it is possible to produce analytics of different. So, everything I wanted to show and tell you, I told you if you were interested in this panel. I think you and I are going to keep going for a while. I don't know yet, but I've ordered at least some updates soon. The sale may be suspended after the end of the summer. And this project will go private and will develop only for a limited number of people for them. A general chat is created where people at work will have some additional wishes to express well. And communicate to improve the quality or profit from their mailings, everything I wanted to show. I told everyone.